So guys, there are a couple of months left of Taihou meta, so it's probably not too late to show this fleet, which is about 10% more consistent than the previous fleet that I posted. The original fleet was made by a Chinese player. It wasn't me who came up with the idea, but I made a couple changes to not get flagged for plagiarism. This is the version that I first saw, but you don't have to do everything the exact same. The claim is around 95% clear rate, which I'll just take their word for, but that's assuming you've got the fighters and guns at plus 13, which not everyone might want to replicate. In fact, I myself used the fleet with some of the equipment at plus 10, so while it's not going to be exactly as good as the success rate they claim, I'm pretty confident that it was better than the fleet I was using before. Obviously, the fewer planes you have at plus 13, the lower your success rate will be. I'm also using Shinano over Amagi, but I don't know if it's better. I would assume that it would be slightly weaker, but it's been working so far and the difference isn't huge. With Shinano, you get lower personal damage from her, and a weaker buff for Unzen and Kazagumo, but she buffs Soyuz, Nakhimov, and Z52 more than Amagi. This fleet, as well as any 4-strike fleet, takes advantage of the summons in this fight by striking before they despawn, which transfers a lot of that damage over to the main boss. Apart from the bombs from carriers, Soyuz's huge iceberg barrage can also hit the summons, which are medium armor, so when you see her doing a ton of damage in the end screen, don't go assuming that she's going to be pulling these numbers against every heavy armor boss. You can also do 4 strikes using Shinano, Implacable, and Amagi, but you need at least 4 Scions, potentially 5, and you lose a lot of damage on both Shinano and Amagi by not bringing Tenrai. On the other hand, Nakhimov is only losing damage on her fighter slot, which is nowhere near as important. The thing that you really gotta pay attention to is the timing of the airstrikes. You want them to be around and ideally under 19.2 seconds on the equipment screen, which doesn't take the beacon's extra cooldown reduction into account. I guess 19.26 works as well, but any longer than that will probably be too slow. And here are some alternative loadouts that you can experiment with that are fast enough, as well as other options for the Vanguard if you don't have Z52 maxed out yet. I'm only showing the equipment that aren't considered super conventional. If you don't have max fleet tech, you might have to use more full Mars, or using a different fleet might be better. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.